What up, B Squad? It is me, JB, and we are here today, you guys, with a brand new review for Tyler Perry's Sistas season number 7, episode 10, you guys. And this episode was titled The Good Fight, you guys. Now, before we go ahead and jump into this review, if you guys are watching this video or any other video on the channel and you guys aren't subscribed yet, then I need you guys to do me a solid favor and stop taking me out on this date and then having me pay for it at the end of it. You guys know the routine. You can do me that favor by liking the video, subscribing to the channel, and also by turning on your post notifications. And with that out of the way, without further ado, let's go ahead and talk about this episode of Sistas. Previously on Sistas. When Karen was coming up, like, what the hell, man? Like, I just be cracking up laughing. So this episode, we open up and we see Andy. So Andy is at home, right? And Sabrina called her to check on her because Sabrina has saw the news and all the stuff that was on there about Jordan, right? And so Andy let her know that all that stuff is not true. You know, the young ladies come forward and said it wasn't true. And then Sabrina is talking about, so you guys know, Sabrina's going through with this IVF stuff, right? So Sabrina's gonna have to go in for, an ultrasound. She's gonna be doing her injections. And she's just talking about how she's alone in this process. You absolutely are alone in this process, Sabrina. And you're still, the thing that I just don't understand with Sabrina is why Sabrina continues to pursue this relationship with Rich when Rich has vehemently expressed that he doesn't want kids. But okay, girlfriend, you gonna have a child and you're gonna be a single mother, but he gonna leave you. Like, let's just be real. If you have that child, he's gonna dip out. So Sabrina's telling Andy that she's gonna have her interview today, right? And then Andy's telling her that she has a very important meeting coming up. And so Jordan came into the room and, Andy got off the phone with Sabrina. And then on the news, it was so weird. On the news, the reporters were outside of Andy's penthouse. And I was like, why are y'all outside of her penthouse? And then they said on the news that they found out that the woman was lying. And I once again went to the question that I had earlier. Why are you guys outside of that penthouse if you know he didn't do it? Like, is it making sense to you guys? Because it damn sure ain't making no sense to me, but it is what it is, right? Like, I just didn't understand it, but hey, we're just living in this world. And then we move over to Fatima, right? So Fatima's getting ready to leave for the day and she's looking for her phone. I don't know what Michael was doing, but whatever it was doing, Fatima was, saying, oh, Michael, that's good. And then Zach is over there in the corner looking at the bills and like, damn, all this stuff costs so much money. Yeah, Zach, everything in this world costs money. And then we think about therapy, yeah, that's a lot of money, especially if you ain't got no insurance, right? And we're going to talk about Zach in a few minutes, right? Actually, we're going to continue to talk about Zach because Fatima ended up leaving because he was talking about, his car note, therapy, this, that. And I thought to myself, I'm like, Zach, where are you getting money from these days, my good friend? Because I do remember that you got that big bulk money from the insider trading. Let's just be real. That woman gave you an insider trading tip and you put money on the stock market, but neither here nor there. But what has Zach done since then? I do remember, and after he called Gary up, I did remember that he did meet with Gary. I can't remember which season it was, but I remembered he did meet up with Gary at one point and they were going to be investing some stuff. I was like, ooh, Zach, I think you just lost all your money. Because Gary is a schemer, a con artist, like a Ponzi scheme. Because he called Gary up and Gary didn't answer the phone. Zach, you ain't getting that money. You ain't getting that money, sir. I wonder how much did he give to Gary? If y'all remember, let me know if he ever said. But we'll pause here and we'll move forward. Next up, you guys, we move over to Karen's salon. So she's at the salon and people are calling down to the salon. They ain't calling to the salon to get their hair did. they are calling down there for Pam's products, right? And Karen got off the phone with them. And so Pam came in and she told Pam, like, stop selling your products here. And, Pam was like, I got drinks for, you and the two babies. And Karen was like, how do you know that? And I was like, Karen, it's Pam. Pam was ear hustling. And she told Pam to mind her business, right? Also, the reason why Karen is telling Pam not to do the business in her salon is because she wanted to be above board. I was like, oh, says the woman who didn't have insurance on the last salon. But okay, Karen, okay, if that's what you want to say, knock yourself out, right? So Karen got a phone call from the doctor, and there's something that the doctor wants to talk to her about the twins. So the doctor's asking Karen to come in the next day. Me personally, like I said earlier, like I've said in previous reviews, I think that the doctor's gonna tell Karen, bitch, them babies, one is Zach's, one is Aaron's. That's what I think is gonna happen. But we'll see. Wait a minute. How many? So, like I said last week, nobody told me in the comment section, so I'm going to assume next week is the season finale because the Oval said that they had two more episodes left, right? So the Oval came on this week, so that means it's one episode left. So I'm assuming that next week is the same for Sistas, because Sistas typically gets about, 22, 23 episodes in the season, 22 episodes, 21, 22. So if we're going to say 22 episodes, next week is episode 11, so next week should be the mid-season finale. I think so. I could be wrong, but I believe I believe that we may have. I could actually look it up, but yeah. What else are we talking about? We were just talking about, next up we're gonna talk about Sabrina, you guys. So Sabrina is doing her interview, right? And India lets Sabrina know that there's somebody in the branch who is questioning Sabrina's leadership. And I was like, it ain't nobody but that raggedy bitch Paige. Oh, by the way, you guys, because somebody said it to me in the last review that I did when I kept calling her different names. So you guys realize I was being funny, right? I know that the girl's name is Paige, but I was just calling her just random names. Yeah, that's all it was. It wasn't nothing to take too deep, you guys. It was just me being funny. But it wasn't nobody but Paige that said something to it. Sabrina stood up for herself, but she stood up for herself very quietly. I was like, Sabrina, stand up, like use your chest, girl. Just use everything in you just to tell India off, right? And she let India have it. And I don't blame Sabrina because it's like, you want to talk about my leadership style, but I'm applying for a position that I should have, I should be a shoo-in for, but I wasn't because you guys thought I set up the robbery with Q, and I didn't, and I was vindicated, and then y'all demoted her on top of that. Bitch, India could kiss the blackest part of my ass. The blackest part of my behind. But yeah, you guys, pausing here and moving forward. Next up, you guys, we move over to Andy's office. So we see Andy, so she's at the office in a good mood, right? And Fatima came in to let her know, like, girl, Miss Marie is here. And Miss Marie came in, and was talking to Andy. And basically what it is with Miss Marie is letting Andy know, like, I'm going to go through, with you, but she did call her a loose woman, but she cleaned it up and said, she had her fun when she was around Andy's age, so she's not really judging Andy. I was like, okay, that's good. Got about to say, like, bitch, her being loose ain't got nothing to do with the case, but I appreciated Miss, what is her name again? Miss Marie. I appreciated her in that regard. Now, what else we want to talk about after that? Oh, so like I said, Andy's going to be her counsel, but she's going to have a co-counsel. I was like, I know it ain't nobody but that little bitch Hayden. Oh, God, it's that motherfucker. So Miss Marie left the office and Hayden was there. Now, for him to be co-counsel, she was treating him like shit. Okay, whatever, I guess. Next up is Danny, you guys. So we see Danny. So Danny is out with Tony and his kids. Them kids would be a no for me because they were trying to con and hustle Danny. They wanted tickets to the, I believe, the Braves. The little girl wanted her pearl necklace. I would have told her, look, her little bitch, you ain't getting my shit. And Danny told her that at one point, but then the little girl was like, and Danny took it off. I was like, Danny, you gonna let this little bitch punk you? Now, again, you guys, I am being facetious when I call her, the little girl, a bitch. But, like, you gonna sit there and let these kids punk you? Hell to the no. Fuck they daddy. The dick can't be that good. It cannot be. Because creepy Tony just is a creepy no for me. Let's move forward, you guys. So, Zach, he went to go see Gary, right? Telling Gary he wants his money. Gary told him his money is in lockup, and Zach just went and boom, punched Gary smack dead in the face. He told Gary, I will take you out. So Gary took took one of the guns that he had and put it on the desk. I was like, oh, you testing his gangster. Then he called Zach weak. I think he said because he can't keep his bitch in line. You know what? And you know what, Gary? You want to keep talking shit about Fatima? Google Fatima. You know about Fatima. You know about Madam. Keep talking shit. Keep talking shit, Gary. Keep talking shit, you little weakie, because you're the weak ass bitch. So, Zach at the end of it, he was like, you know what? Fuck it, man. I got way too much to lose than to fuck around with you, right? So when he left out, when he was getting ready to leave out, Penelope came in. I was like, girl, you should have went home and listened to what Andy told you to do. Let's pause here and move forward, you guys. Next up, you guys, we see Andy as she's getting ready to leave the office, and she notices that Pam is there. So Pam is there because she wants to hire Andy to be her attorney. And Andy was like, Pam, I don't deal with that kind of stuff for her business, right? But she said, you know what? I'll text you the name of an attorney and you can reach out to him. Next up, Maurice, you guys. So Maurice calls Sabrina asking her if the interview went good, if she got the job. And Sabrina's telling him, I think I might have blown it, Maurice. And he was like, why do you think that? She said, because I went off on India because India told me that, someone was, complaining about my leadership style. He was like, oh, ain't nobody but that bitch Paige. And I was like, exactly. We all know Wolf's Paige, right? And so she asked Maurice, what is he doing? So Maurice is getting ready for a date with, y'all, I forgot that boy's name already. Literally forgot that man's name. What is Maurice's friend's name? You guys, please tell me in the comments. Grayson, that's his name, so you don't have to tell me. So Maurice is getting ready for a date with Grayson, because I was like, what is that man's name? But Maurice is getting ready for a date with Grayson. And yeah, things are good between Maurice and Grayson. For the moment. Now, you guys, moving forward. Fatima was at home. She cooked for Zach, right? Zach came in. He was like, you cooked? So he then told her what happened with him and with Gary. And she's like, wait a minute. You invested money with Gary? I was like, exactly. Gary is not to be trusted by anybody, but Zach didn't know Gary at the time, so I'm not going to beat up too hard on Gary. But Gary, I want you to know that you know how Fatima is. You ran out of that penthouse when Fatima was there. You were ready to, when you saw Fatima in Andy's penthouse in the last episode, you literally shit your pants. So now you don't fuck with these people money, Gary, you know it's gonna be curtains for you. And I can't wait for it, right? I can't wait for it. But yeah, Zach told Fatima what happened with Gary. Now we'll pause here, you guys, and I think we'll go ahead and wrap up the episode. Now, this next scene, I was thoroughly confused by it for two reasons. One, why the fuck was Trey making a delivery late at night to Kieran's salon? Number two, Kieran couldn't see him she couldn't see him, right? I know when you turn the lights off in your place, yeah, you can't really see. Okay, I'm gonna let Kieran have that. The lights were out and it was dark because she started screaming and put out her pepper spray. I was like, don't you have a gun? Never mind, because I thought they said Kieran killed. Never mind. So Trey is telling Kieran that she needs cameras in her salon. She says she has cameras, but she needs someone to put them up. He offered to put them up. She said no, but then she agreed to let him put the damn cameras up. I'm tired of these two. I am so tired of these two. Next up, Maurice and Grayson's date. They went to the gay bar. I was like, I don't think that would be somewhere that I would want to go for a date, but you know, that may be a perfect date for some people, but I was just kind of confused by it, just me personally. But while they're on the date, one of Maurice's, admirers comes up and he was like, oh, you throat goat. I was like, dude, you literally see him sitting across from another man, right? Did you not think that maybe they're on a date? I would have punched that nigga right in his fucking face, right? I damn sure would have punched that nigga in his face because he asked Maurice for a picture. Bitch, move. Get the fuck on. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. Next up, you guys, we got Danny. So we see the girls. I also forgot to mention to you guys earlier that Sabrina wanted all the girls to come over to her crib, right? So they're over there. Karen, you got your nerve ordering shit on somebody else's dime with your broke ass. And I saw that on Twitter last week where people were like, I guess it came from a Facebook group where people were saying that Danny is jealous of Karen. Jealous of Karen for what? Somebody paint the picture for me. What is it that Danny is jealous of? And I would love to know. If you guys are of the mindset that Danny is jealous of Karen, please paint it. Please let me know what it is to be jealous of, right? Karen don't know who the father of her twins are. Karen ain't got no money. Danny ain't no better, right? Because we saw Danny's apartment. We saw Daniela's apartment. Danny works at the airport. So what is there to be jealous of? I'm just asking a legit question. I'm not coming down on Karen or nothing like that. Because Karen, let's be real. I've actually gone easy on Karen this season, and I realized that this season I've gone a lot easy on Karen. Because y'all know I can't stand Karen. Y'all know I cannot stand Karen. But Karen has actually been tolerable outside of the Fatima stuff. But even with some of the Fatima stuff, I can see a little bit of what Karen be coming from sometime. Not all the time, sometime, right? Neither here nor there. But Danny was telling the girls about Tony's kids. Meanwhile, he was telling the guys that it went well. Jordan was telling the guys, he told Andy that he loves her. She didn't say it back to him. Andy's telling the girls that Jordan told her he loves her. She didn't say it, but she thinks she loves him, right? Rich is saying he don't want no damn kids. Sabrina, why are you wasting your time, sweetie? Why are you wasting your time? So then we see, like I said, we saw Karen come in. She came in complaining about the food or lack thereof. Now, I was on Karen's side because what Sabrina did was made a charcuterie board. Girl, where's the food? Where is the food? Hell to the now, right? So then Sabrina told them how she went up on India. They were like, did you whisper it? And she was like, pretty much. So we see Maurice, and Maurice is still sitting at the bar, at the gay bar with the bartender, and no Grayson in sight. I was like, oh, so he couldn't hit, which I would have been pissed too, right? I definitely would have been pissed. Then you guys, the end of the episode. Oh my God. I was so pissed. Penelope. You did the dumbest thing you could do. Why the fuck did you decide to go to Gary's office and question him about his ex? Andy told you what to do. You did not follow the plan. So whatever happens to Penelope is on Penelope. If she, I think she done lost that baby, right? Because Gary told her to shut the fuck up, get the fuck out, stop asking questions. And I was like, and she's like, what are you gonna do to me? You gonna do to me what you did to her? I was like, bitch, yes. Get your stupid ass the fuck up and exit stage left. Like, up, get your shit, get your baby, exit your motherfucking ass out stage left. This stupid bitch gets her dumb ass up and is standing in front of Gary. I was like, bitch, run. did you not just see the whole interaction with him and Zach? The fool had a gun and Zach took the bullets. I was like, run, girl, run, run, run. She said, no, I'm not gonna run. I said, oh, well, that's your ass. And Gary had her, shook her, threw her on the ground. She on the ground crying in a puddle of blood. And I was like, wait a minute, where did that blood come from that fast? I mean, and her stomach looked deflated. And I mean, it's not like she is in her first trimester. Girl, you in your second trimester. You're supposed to be in your third trimester technically, but you in your second trimester. So I can see it if, but the blood was coming from her, like her stomach, not from, down below. Cause I was gonna say maybe, she cause I know that women heavy flow when they it comes out that, the blood comes out when they're miscarrying, but it was like, it was as if her stomach had bust open. I was so confused. But girl, whatever happens to Penelope, Penelope brought it upon herself. That is all I got for this episode, you guys. Let me know what you guys thought about it down in the comments section below. Subscribe to the channel, turn on your post notifications, and share the video, you guys. Until the next time, stay safe out there. Take care of yourselves, you guys. Wash your hands. Be blessed, and I'll see you guys in the next video.